Vikram Samvat. Bikram Samvat listen is a calendar era used in a Hindu calendar. It uses lunar months and solar sidereal year. In Nepal it is also termed Bikram Sambat, and is computed using sidereal year. The Vikram Samvat calendar is 56.7 years ahead of the solar Gregorian calendar. For example, the year 2056 BS began in AD 1999 and ended in AD 2000. The new year begins with the first day after the new moon, in the month of Chaitra, Chaitra Shuddha Chaitra Shukla Paksha Prathama, which usually falls in March to April in the Gregorian calendar. The 9-day Navaratri festival season begins on this day, culminating on Ram Navami Day. In Nepal, it begins in mid-April and marks the start of the solar new year. The Vikram Samvat is said to have been founded by the legendary Indian king Vikramaditya, variously considered to be a partly historical figure or a purely mythical character. The Rana rulers of Nepal made it their official calendar. In India, the reformulated Saka calendar is officially used, although in the Hindi version of the preamble of the Constitution of India, the date of adoption of the Constitution, the 26th of November 1949, is presented in Vikram Samvat. There have been calls from the Vikram Samvat to replace Saka as India's official calendar. Months. The exact length of each month is the time taken by the sun to move through a full zodiac sign. History. Vikramaditya legends. According to popular tradition, the legendary king Vikramaditya of Ujjain established the Vikram Samvat era after defeating the Akas. Kalakacharya Kathanaka by the Jain sage Mafasarasuri gives the following account. Gandharvasena, the then powerful king of Ujjain, abducted a nun called Sarasvati, who was the sister of the monk. The enraged monk sought the help of the Aka ruler King Sahi in Sistan. Despite heavy odds but aided by miracles, the Aka king defeated Gandharvasena and made him a captive. Sarasvati was repatriated, although Gandharvasena himself was forgiven. The defeated king retired to the forest, where he was killed by a tiger. His son, Vikramaditya, being brought up in the forest, had to rule from Pratishdharana. Later on, Vikramaditya invaded Ujjain and drove away the Akas. To commemorate this event, he started a new era called the Vikrama era. The Ujjain calendar started around 5658 BCE, and the subsequent Shaka era calendar was started in 78 CE at Pratishdharana. Historicity of the legends. The association of the era beginning in 57 BCE with Vikramaditya is not found in any source before the 9th century CE. The earliest sources call this era by various names, including Kayatya Krita, the era of the Malava tribe, or simply Samvat. The earliest known inscription that calls the era Vikrama is from 842 CE. This inscription of China ruler Chanda Mafasena was found at Dholpur, and is dated Vikrama Samvat 898 Vaishakha Shukla II, Chanda. The earliest known inscription that associates this era with a king called Vikramaditya is dated 971 CE. The earliest literary work that connects the era to Vikramaditya is Subhashita Ratna Sandoha by the Jain author Amitagati. For this reason, multiple authors believe that the Vikram Samvat was not started by Vikramaditya, who might be a purely legendary king of the title adopted by later king who renamed the era after himself. V.A. Smith and D.R. Bhandarkar believed that Chandragupta II adopted the title Vikramaditya, and changed the name of the era to Vikrama Samvat. According to Rudolf Hoene, the king responsible for this change was Yashodaman. Hoene also believed that he conquered Kashmir and is same person as the Harsha Vikramaditya mentioned in Kalhana's Rajatarangani. Earlier, some scholars believed that the Vikrama Samvat corresponded to the Ases era of the Indo-Scythian king Ases. However, this was disputed by Robert Bracy following discovery of an inscription of Vijayamitra, which is dated in two eras. The theory seems to be now thoroughly discredited by Falk and Bennett, who place the inception of the Ases era in 47 6th BCE, Nepal. After the rise of the Rana oligarchs in Nepal, Vikram Samvat came into unofficial use along with the official aka era for quite some time. They discontinued the aka era in its 1823rd year and replaced it with the Vikram Samvat for official use since then. Vikram Samvat came into official use in its 1958th year. Culture. The traditional New Year of Vikram Samvat is one of the many festivals of Nepal, marked by parties, family gatherings, the exchange of good wishes, and participation in rituals to ensure good fortune in the coming year. It occurs in mid-April each year, and coincides with the traditional New Year in Assam, Bengal, Burma, Cambodia, Kerala, Kashmir, Manipur, Orissa, Punjab, Sri Lanka, Tamil Nadu and Thailand. In addition to Nepal, the Vikram Samvat calendar is also recognized in North and East India, and in Gujarat among Hindus. In Buddhist communities, the month of Baishak is associated with Vaisakha Buddha's birthday. It commemorates the birth, enlightenment and passing of Gautama Buddha on the first full moon day in May, except in a leap year when the festival is held in June. Although this festival is not held on the same day as Pahela Baishak, the holidays typically fall in the same month as the Bengali, Hindu, and Theravada Buddhist calendars, and are related historically through the spread of Hinduism and Buddhism in South Asia. In Gujarat, the second day of Diwali is celebrated as the first day of the Vikram Samvat calendar, which is the first day of the month Kartik.